smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
All right, so in episode 756, Immani was expressing his thoughts on love, you know what I mean? And QueenzFlip got visibly triggered by Immani's response. Now, Joe Budden took this opportunity to dive into why he dislikes how the word triggered has taken over the community. And QueenzFlip, on the other hand, seems to think that Immani always tries to sound good and show off when discussing relationships. Look at the files.
The older you get what?
The older I get, I want to be liked more than loved. I just had that conversation with somebody. It do hit different being liked.
Did you beat? Hey, I know that bag. I know that bag. You know what I've been thinking? Yeah, I want to be liked more. What you mean? What you mean? I know that bag. All right, you want to be liked more than loved. Give it to me.
How did the conversation start?
That's hate. That was hate.
She said, I usually don't do this on the first date. I only do this with niggas I love.
Stop. Let's stop. But
They like you.
Like is better than love, baby. Think about it.
Cause
when I like you,
you could.
Because you know in these marriages,
I don't want to be tolerated, and usually when you love somebody, you tolerate a lot of their bullshit.
Yo, you be sitting down coming up with all these fucking words.
You niggas don't think.
Hold on, what's wrong with him?
You think how you can outdo yourself? You always out trying to outdo yourself. Now you
Y'all
saying
don't
this.
think. Y'all
He got to do what
I don't think.
That's the problem.
I don't think, nigga. I'm not thinking I want to be liked and not loved. I'd rather be liked than not loved. No, I understand, E, but what I'm saying is that like you could like and not like somebody. You could as quick as you could like somebody.
I live alone.
Let's go chill. Stop.
Yeah, who's listening? Yo, who's in the audience right now?
Yo. First of all, stop laughing while I'm talking. Don't interrupt me with laughter. I'm almost done. Second of all, nigga, don't I'm not stop. Don't laugh while I'm talking. Ignore me. Listen to me.
Stop. Don't point.
Just as fast as you can like somebody is as fast as you can dislike them. I'd rather be tolerated because if something happens, they in their heart they will.
You are the nigga that got to be tolerated.
Yes. That's why it hit home. That hit home.
That's kind of accurate.
So we on two different sides of the fence. That's all.
So you're basically triggered.
Yeah, I got triggered by you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Okay, so you took out your shit on me.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. That's peace.
Okay.
Goes back to
I
hate that triggered hit the hood the way it did.
Yeah, all of these dumbass words.
But especially triggered, because triggered used to be a thing like, okay, maybe this person is in therapy working on the triggers.
Now, when Immani said he'd rather be liked than loved, you know, at this point in his life, his co-host immediately began joking about the situation. You feel me? However, Immani had a logical reason for his stance. He associates love with being tolerated, right? He'd rather not be loved because to him, that means people are simply putting up with him. And I have to disagree with Immani here because being loved is much more than just being tolerated, E. When someone loves you deeply, they tend to overlook certain flaws because love allows you to be human. It gives you room to make mistakes, without losing the relationship. And on the other hand, if people just like you, that feeling can change quickly. Love offers a safety net of understanding and forgiveness that liking someone doesn't always provide. Feel me? Like that. With that being said, I do understand though where Immani is coming from. From my deep dive into his perspective, it seems like he has a fear of love. Perhaps he fears losing the person he loves, or maybe he's hesitant to fully commit because he's constantly on the move. Immani from LA to New York, he's moving around. Now, for him, avoiding love might be a way to prevent hurting others or even himself. Now, QueenzFlip, on the other hand, he feels like Immani is always trying to outshine others when it comes to relationship advice. I think it comes off as a bit, too smooth for Flip. Now, Flip is a man who believes deeply about love. Like, he believes in that wholeheartedly, right? He's married and he sees love as something that includes people to tolerate you, right? He understands that, like, to love someone, you got to tolerate them. He understands that's what comes with the package, right? You got to be able to tolerate somebody when you're with them. Now, when you're in a marriage, You tolerate each other's flaws, right? But that's what makes it beautiful. It's a commitment before God. God tolerates us. So why wouldn't we do the same for others? Right? And I think that's kind of Flip's perspective, even though he ain't bring God into it. Like when you get married and you say those vows, you stand before God, right? And I can understand why Immani's comments triggered Flip, right? When Flip was explaining himself, Ish pointed out that Flip himself is triggered because he feels like he always is the one being tolerated, not only at home, but probably at the pod too. Now, Flip admitted to that, and honestly, I agree with him. You know, the cast gave Immani a lot of pushback, but the question is, was Flip right to take out his frustrations on Immani? Or do we just chalk this up as good podding, right? And what about Joe Budden's stance on the word triggered, right? Joe seems to think people should focus on fixing their triggers instead of just saying they're triggered and expecting others to tiptoe around them. But in this case, Joe might be a bit of a hypocrite because you can't bring up certain topics around him without him getting super triggered. Like when Mel brought up the whole bed conversation, or when someone mentions Drake or other sensitive subjects. Joe hates, when people bring up those bed comments because it highlights his ex, and that can get under his skin. So, do you agree with Immani's view that being liked is better than being loved? Or do you think love is more valuable in relationships? Let me know why in the comments, right? And is it fair to say Joe Budden is a hypocrite for hating the term triggered when he clearly has his own sensitive topics? You know what I mean? And QueenzFlip is married, and he sees love as a lifelong commitment that involves tolerance. Do y'all think that modern relationships lack the patience to tolerate flaws, or is that old school thinking? I want to know, y'all. Like, put it in the comments. We gotta change the climate. We gotta change the trajectory. You know what I'm saying? We here. And what are some things that trigger you in your relationship or friendship, right? How do you usually handle those moments? Let me know in the comments, and we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub too. That's my man though.
Gang gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.